Hello everyone, I am Junaid. Now we are going to present our assignment that is serverless computing and cloud functions on cloud deployment and virtualization. So these are our team members. So if we come to the introduction, so our purpose is to give an overview of the Microsoft and the sets the context for the presentation. So Microsoft is a global technology company offering various cloud-based services like Azure, Office 365, or Xbox and Tips. To serve users worldwide, Microsoft relies on cloud computing and virtualization to efficiently manage workloads and resources. Azure acts as the core platform that powers Microsoft's global cloud infrastructure. So next we come to objectives. It defines the learning goals or focus areas of our presentation. So first we will understand the Microsoft cloud deployment strategy, how it structures and delivers cloud services, and next, we analyze the virtualization methods like Hyper-V, containers, etc. that support cloud operators. And we explore practical virtual machine setup, showing how virtual machines are managed or configured. And we evaluate which model, that is public, private, or hybrid, which best fits based on the performance and complements needs. So, if we come to the case analysis, it examines the Microsoft as a real world example of cloud deployment. Major Microsoft services, that is Team Office 365 or Xbox, run on Azure infrastructure. Azure manages sensitive data from government and enterprises, showing its reliability and trust. Microsoft operations require high scalability, robust security, and compliance essential for global service delivery. Thank you.
Hello everyone, myself Mohammad Rayan. Today I am going to present cloud deployment model used. Microsoft use a hybrid cloud model which combines both public and private clouds along with permission data centers. The public cloud mainly Azure is used to scalable service like storage, computing and hosting applications. The private cloud is used for sensitive workloads such as internal company data or projects that requires more control and security. And finally, on permission data centers are used to maintain compliance and control over critical operations. By using these hybrid setups, Microsoft achieves the best of all worlds: scalability, control, and security. Next slide. So why not other models? Microsoft didn't go with single model because each one has its drawback. Public cloud only is not secure enough for handling sensitive data or enterprise level information. Private cloud only would be too expensive to maintain and lacks of flexibility to scale global. Community cloud is designed for organization which needed, so it does not suit for Microsoft massive global infrastructure. Next slide. Justification for hybrid cloud. The hybrid cloud is the most practical and balanced choice for Microsoft because it combines scalability and control, meaning they can expand resources when needed, keeping sensitive data protected. It supports both global service and confidential data at the same time. It ensures compliance with international regulation and data privacy laws, and it provides cost optimization infrastructure using cloud public cloud resource with possible and private ones when necessary. Overall, this model helps Microsoft delivers secure, reliable and efficient cloud service across the world. Thank you.
Hello everyone, myself Maksud MD. I will discuss about virtualization methods. In that virtualization methods, there are mainly three types of virtualization. First one is full virtualization, second para virtualization, third OS level virtualization. virtualization. It creates complete virtual machines on one system. Each VM stand for virtual machines. It runs own OS like Windows or Linux. For example, running Ubuntu inside the Windows using Hyper-V, used for secure and isolated workload. And next, para virtualization. The OS is modified to work directly within the hypervisors. It give better speed and performance. For example, Zen supervisor used in data centers and all. Next, OS level virtualization contains Docker and AXS. It runs multiple container on one OS. Lightweight and fast to start. For example, Docker contains for microservices used in DevOps and cloud application. Next slide. In this slide, better virtualization method. We using three virtualization. In that, which is the better one? The best method is combined approach using the both VMs and containers. VMs Hyper-V for secure and isolated workload. For example, running databases or backend servers. Containers as a AKS or Docker for microservice and fast scaling. For example, running front-end apps or APIs together, it give the both the security and reliability. Idea for modern enterprises and cloud system, it can be used. And next slide is about all practical implementation. Here, a simple setup example platform. We use Hyper-V on Windows and guest OS. We use Ubuntu 22.04 LTS. Tools like Hyper-V Manager and Ubuntu iOS file. This simulate a real enterprise environment, running multiple OSs on the one single system. For example, we can run the Windows virtual machine for testing a software and Ubuntu VM for web development on a same PC. It is all about my content. Thank you. Next will be continued by my another team.
Everyone, I am Kadar Varsano. I am presenting the virtualization machines. So here the host operating system we used here is Windows 11, which will provide a stable and compatible base for running the hypervisors. So the hypervisor we used here is Hyper-V. In the Microsoft, it has a built-in virtualization tool which will allows creation and management of the virtual machines efficiently. The guest operating system we used here is Ubuntu 22.04 LTS, which is very reliable, widely supported, and great for testing and as well as for the development process. And the VM is configured with 4 GB RAM and 40 GB of disk space, which is optimal for smooth performance without overloading the host. And the network mode is set to the NAT or bridge, allowing it for internet access and communication between the virtual machines. So this setup closely resembles a real-world enterprise virtualization environment. Coming to the client virtual machines, Ubuntu 22.04 LTS. Here the Ubuntu 22.04 is lightweight, open source, and very stable. That's why we use it, and it will make it an ideal choice for the virtual environment as well. And it's very perfect for the development, testing, and cloud-based applications since many cloud platforms and as well as the DevOps tools supports Ubuntu. So we have used Ubuntu here. And it's also very commonly used by the Microsoft itself in its DevOps features as well as in the Azure workflows, which will showcases strong compatibility between the Ubuntu and the Microsoft tools. So this makes Ubuntu an excellent guest operating system for both learning as well as the professional use. Coming to the justification about the resources. So we have used here the hypervisor V, which is chosen because it reflects Microsoft's own cloud infrastructure. So working with it gives us the real world relevance as well as the cloud readiness itself. And we have used Ubuntu as virtual machine, which is highly compatible with the cloud tools, programming languages, as well as also from the development pipelines. And the allocated resources like 4 GB RAM and 40 GB disk space we have used, which are basically balanced to ensure the stable performance during the labs or the experiments without staining the system. In short, I will say this configuration provides both practically as well as the performance, which is ideal for academic and enterprise level learning. So this is my justification about the resources. Thank you.
Hello everyone, myself Afsan Khan. This slide shows how Microsoft virtualization works step by step. At the top, we have Azure, which is the public cloud. It handles all big and global services. Then comes the private cloud or AKS, used for secure and private workloads. After that, Hyper-V virtual machines are used. They help create separate virtual systems on the same computer. And at the bottom, we have the client VM, which is Ubuntu used for testing, development, and learning. So this structure shows how Microsoft manages both public and private clouds together using virtualization. Next slide. In conclusion, Microsoft uses a hybrid cloud. It gives performance and security. It uses both VMs and containers, so it is flexible and scalable. Our practical setup with Hyper-V and Ubuntu shows how this works in real life. Overall, Microsoft model is secure, cost effective, and ready for the future. Thank you.